Alright, everyone. This is it. We are gonna do a new stream today, new kind of stream. We're not on VATSIM, so we're offline, but I just wanted to showcase on my rather mid-tier PC, running a 3060 Ti with lossless scaling, high settings overall, ultra. Some of them are ultra, mostly high settings. Otherwise, so using these settings, I've been able to get pretty nice performance on FSLTL thanks to this new tool given to us by none other than Island SimPilot for compressing textures of your AI airplanes. So there's a little bit of GPU headroom that I gained by reducing the texture size by a factor of close to 25 to maybe even 30, maybe a little bit more than 30 actually. So this is a great improvement on VRAM usage. So if you want to actually improve that, I will probably add a link to the video or even the link to the corresponding software tools that you need to compress textures on FSLTL. So I've been able to up my settings on FSLTL, and the other new thing today in this stream is that I'm running higher density configuration for the FSLTL aircraft. So running 50 AI injections, live traffic obviously, using AIFLOW and AIGROUND, which is the AI traffic flow optimization tool given to us from flightsim.to. So that is totally free, these two tools. You can configure the traffic flow management in the airport. And alongside these tools, I also have add-on sound pack from FTSim Plus for these airplanes, which significantly improved those engine start sounds. So I've heard that there's an update as well from FSLTL. I'm not sure how good that is. I did not check it. I just did not even replace the sounds. I just updated FSLTL. I don't know if my FTSim sounds are still there or is it the default sounds. But they do sound good for the most part. The 737s on startup are great, but the takeoff sounds are a little bit too quiet. The CRJ and the Embraer 170 series E-jets sound absolutely incredible. So let me just jump into the cockpit. We're flying 321 today. 321 from Phoenix to Denver. American Airlines flight 2195. That's our flight number today. 2195 from Phoenix to Denver. So overall, I do expect flight time to be around 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. I've completed all of the boarding process, etc., so that you guys don't have to wait in here. Then I decided to stream as well after that. But as you can see, we're already 16 minutes late for our off-block time. So I'm not going to waste any time here. I'm going to just do the rest of my work on the MCDU and just fill in the rest of this information, and then we'll get going. So filling in my flight number, and to compensate for the delay, let me see if I can get a cost index of 99. You can see if we can go even higher than that, but I don't think that would make much of a difference, but we'll see. Because the 321 has a different cost index calculation from the 320 as far as I can remember. I've read some cost index calculation. At least the 330 and the 320 family have significantly different ways to calculate cost index. 330 can go to higher ranges and it actually makes a difference. 321, I'm not sure. So, alright, PHX, I think I'm going to target a departure from runway 25 right today. We're going to go under the bridge of the SkyTrain. And then my flight plan shows that we're going to be taking Merble 1 departure, U-put transition. So for Denver, it's going to be a northbound departure. There you go. And while coming into Denver, T-bar 3 arrival and 3-4 right, or 3-4 right. I'm going to put the ILS in for now. Might change to RNAV. Let's see if the weather permits. For now, the weather does look good at Denver. In fact, just a little bit gusty winds, but the weather itself looks pretty good in terms of visibility. ILS 3-4 right and T-bar 3. Not sure what transition we have here. Let me just check that out as well. T-bar 3 ILS 34 right. Nidora transition. Is that how you pronounce it? Probably, I don't know. Approach wise. There you go. I think I forgot to do the inbound transition for this one. This is one of the annoying things about the old Airbus. Ooh, that was amazing sound at the back. Yeah, I'll go for the RNAV Yankee. Let's see if we can get the RNAV Yankee. Snips, transition. And then where's the T-bar 3? T-bar 3, snips, transition. And then there is no wire. Alright, that's just going to put us 3-4 right. Going to be northbound, so I think we'll be just joining that final approach track. I'll check out the charts later. Alright. 2-5 right, sync load sheet. We're going to have packs on today, and we're also going to be forcing toga. Let's see what it gives us. Pretty decent V speeds. Let me see if I can get a flaps 1 takeoff today. We actually can. We can actually get a flaps 1 takeoff. What if I switch off toga and get us a flex takeoff? We can still get that. So what engines do we have? We have CFM 56 today. You know what? I'm just going to go with max power just to get a better climb gradient. And let's also take flaps 2. If it was an IAE, I would have been happy with flaps 1 takeoff, but then the CFM. Gonna get the APU online. So this thing was on for way too long, the starter button. Our fuel pumps are on, as you can see. Passengers have been waiting in here for a long time, so they're probably getting a little bit impatient. Let's just, as the APU starts, let's just go outside. Lead on, external power offline, beacon on. See if we can get the chokeways disconnect. So with my system, I think I'm still CPU bound. Pretty much CPU bound because I mean, thanks to lossless scaling, I'm not experiencing too much of a stutter in the cockpit, but the panning still seems a little bit juddery because I have like more than 50 airplanes, probably around 50 airplanes or a little bit more than that in the air.
Traffic,
Okay.
traffic.
So another weird thing about this is that this still operates with the MSFS default ATC. I'm not really going to be using that. It's not very good. There is Beyond ATC, but that is a payware software, so I'm not really considering buying that at the moment. So we are going to just make sure that runway is clear, and we're going to just get a quick takeoff out of here. So this AIFLOW and AIGROUND, I think, also has ways to block traffic from taking off when you're flying, occupying the runway. It's not going to go crash into you or something. So there is a way for it to detect you and stop remaining takeoffs. Let's see how that works out. It was a little bit buggy a few months back, but I just wanted to come back here and try it again. Um, so I think thus far I am happy with the performance of this thing. That is probably the most important thing for me right now when it comes to these AI traffic setups, is just the performance. You know, without that you cannot. It's not really usable, right? What's the point? So getting the performance up to a certain standard is super important for me, and it does the job. Where this thing would really be tested is perhaps on landing, but then keep in mind that the Phoenix airport, the Payware edition, is more FPS intensive than the Denver airport that we're flying to. So it would have been more appropriate, I guess, to fly the other way around from Denver to Phoenix to test it on landing. Alright, let me see if I can get the pushback started. We can go continue pushback. Spot November 1. There you go. Get that. Alright, as we push back, I want to get us some good juicy engine views up here. So let me just get that. Alright, let me just max out this volume of the sim and minimize hopefully I minimize the cabin announcement volume so that we can get that engine start. And I'm going to mute myself as well. So start engine 1. Waiting for her to complete the pushback. Sounds. So I have a surround subwoofer system, and that sounded amazing. Engine number 2. Get it from the side here. We have 2 good engine starts. Looks like we have 2 good engine starts. Yeah, they've sounded good. We have 2 good engine starts. To get the auto brake max. Flaps 2. quick flight control check from the wing view. It's always fun to watch that. Okay, full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder full left. Back and do the rest of the prep. Pitch 1.1. Right, that's it. Take the picture up. Get that view out. Sounds on the wings, right over the top of the wings, are some of the best I've ever heard. So it even beats out the IAE sounds now. The CFM sounds in the beginning of the Fenix 320 started out as pretty mid-tier. The lowest cost soundpack was actually pretty good, but now this is like neck and neck. Probably the Fenix soundpack is actually a little bit better, quite a bit better than the CFM's soundpacks that we have on the KOSP soundpack for Tolis. We have another airplane inbound. That's for runway 26 though. But, we're not taking that runway, we're taking runway 25 right, so almost forgot that. Doing about 10 knots, just going to bring it down a little bit. Let's see if we can accelerate, keep it out around 10 to 15 knots. Something more than that, we're going to make a turn really soon. I think I should increase the null zone of this thing a little bit. Do a brake test. Now we got to take this red and then go straight ahead for runway 25 right. I think it's one of those echo loading short points. So final 25 right full length. Nose wheel steering also looks really nice on the Fenix compared to the PFDG 737. That one is just still feels a little bit twitchy for my liking. I mean, if you tune the sensitivities a little bit, it's a bit more bearable. I'll talk about that in another video with my settings there. Alright, let me just go to the menu, config, propose config, thrust levers. Let's see if I can get a higher notch on this. 70%. Perfect. Yeah, that's really nice. See if I can reduce the number a little bit to 5%. That's really good. Alright. Start this pitch. I think we do have an inbound traffic for runway 25 right. We're going to let them come and land, and then after that, I think we can make our way out. Not sure if it's coming in for runway 25 laps or 25. That's one of the big problems with this. It's very realistic though. It's very normal to see this much traffic at Phoenix at this time of day. So if you've lived in Phoenix, one of the things you can do, especially if you've lived in Tempe, that mountain over there is called the A Mountain. Really nice spot. It's a nice easy hike up, and then you can just hike up that mountain, and then you can see planes going overhead for approaching runway 25 right. It's very rare, but most of these things go to runway 25 left, but even then it's pretty close. You can see them going almost over your head. I think this guy's coming in for 25 right. Stop well short of the whole short line, because that way the ATC is pushed. And that's going for the other one. See if we can make a quick takeoff onto this thing before he exits the runway. So that's going to be a bit touch and go, pun intended. Because there's so much traffic coming in, it's crazy. So I think we still have time before the next guy lands. I think he's on the parallel. Let me see if I can zoom in and get a visual. Yeah, I can see him. We have a bunch of traffic coming up behind us as well. Yeah, he's on the parallel. So I'm going to make a quick rolling takeoff. Hopefully we don't end up colliding with that Southwest 737. Okay, good rolling sounds are amazing. Alright, rolling takeoff, get up, thrust up to 50%. Toga. Toga, SRS, auto thrust begin. Thrust is set. Let's see if we can get flaps 1 once we get that positive speed trend, because we're still, remember, we're on the CFM. We need that positive speed trend. We have that. Flaps 1. Not particularly heavy today. It's a short flight with 144 packs on board. So even then, you see that the trend vector is just starting out pretty slow, because we are on the CFM. It's not really cold outside. It's still towards the end of the summer, it's still pretty hot. Alright, we're just crossing the airspeed. Let me get the flaps up. There's flaps 0. Alright. That's one on the side. So today we'll be cruising at flight level 350, 35,000 feet. Going to get an open climb direct to that altitude, and we're going to enjoy a little bit of that scenic Grand Canyon views today, I think. Let's see if we actually have the Grand Canyon transition in our plan. I don't think so. I'm not sure because the Grand Canyon one is direct north. I don't think so. Yeah, unfortunately not. We don't have the Grand Canyon rendition, but nevertheless, we're going to have some pretty good views as we depart out of Phoenix. Going up north, I think we'll have a little bit of Goodyear. There's downtown Phoenix as we departed. We were able to see some of downtown Phoenix. There's downtown Phoenix right there, that small strip. Then you have the Camelback Mountains, and on that end you have Tempe and the Salt River. It's pretty damn awesome. I'm running a 3060 Ti, guys, so all it took was a good internet connection. My internet connection got upgraded, and all it took was an amazing internet connection. I'm able to stream it high quality right now. So let me actually, I think I forgot to reduce the sim volume. Let me get the sim volume down again. So as I was saying, I was working with pretty bad internet connection the past few years, but now I've got some pretty good gigabit internet, so able to stream at higher quality. Still running a 3060 Ti and a 9900K. With lossless scaling, that's a lifesaver for pancake simming, so to speak. Thank you. Yeah, it is a cool A321. Yeah, we do have a nice, you know, exterior modeling. We have some of the most amazing textures these days for flight sims. So the exterior modeling is definitely super impressive. Let me see, I think we're probably above 10,000 feet right now. Just crossing 10,000 feet. Would you look at that? Just going to keep the seatbelt sign on a little bit further on, just in case there's a little bit more bumps. I can feel a little bit of bumps here as we climb up. We might get a few as we go above these mountains a little bit. But yeah, the flight sim is in a great place, guys. Flight sim is in an amazing place. Still having great like LOD distances with amazing internet. Once you have good internet, you have great LOD. So my LOD settings is at 100. So if you can see my settings right now, if you won't believe it, I have a DLSS with DLAA and running DX11 because I'm using lossless scaling. You do not need DX12 and all the baggage that comes with it, including higher VRAM usage. So you do have the advantages of DX11 in terms of VRAM in that case. And then terrain level of detail is at 100. Then the only things that I have in Ultra here are terrain vector data, and everything else is on high. And objects level of detail, I've maxed it out just so that there's not stutters on approach or loading on approach. And the clouds obviously at Ultra. And texture resolution, since I'm flying with a 1080p monitor, I do not see too much difference on the texture details with high. I mean, obviously what happens with high to Ultra is that some of those nice dust and all of that is more high resolution in the cockpit. Let's say you have some dust on the screens and things like that on the switches. Those are very well defined on Ultra, but it's a VRAM hit, which I do not want. I just want to use that performance elsewhere. The other thing is I have shadow maps at 4096. I've managed to set this through the outside. There's a setting to do shadow changes and all that on the outside of the sim. So as long as you keep the settings fixed, this would not be an issue. And these are my settings. The rest of it, you know, I've just kept the visual settings, the most impactful settings at Ultra, and compromised on everything else. Speaking of the Fenix 321, guys, so here's my opinion on the 321. I've flown the Tolus 321 quite a bit, and here's what I can say. The sounds of the Fenix 321, especially the CFM, is absolutely beautiful. So I've been flying quite a bit recently, and I've flown the Neos more than the CFMs, but when I flew the CFM, I was sitting exactly at this seat just to see how realistic the sound is over the wing. Not even this seat. I think on the 320 I sat right over the emergency exit, which puts you approximately right here, maybe a little bit further in, like somewhere here, and it sounds exactly like this, guys. They've replicated the sound so faithfully. It's better than what the PMDG 737 has right now, to be honest. This sound is so accurate, and we also have amazing cabin work, which you don't find on the Tolus, and the landing behavior is also good. It's just that the ground effect is a little bit too powerful with the Fenix 321, and all MSFS planes, to be honest, have that extra powerful ground effect. in the sim natively. So that's a sim thing, less of a Fenix thing. So yeah, with an external flight model, I think they can do a little bit, but that's hard to do, I guess, right now. But apart from that, I mean, the Fenix is pretty good. You know, it's a little bit easier to land and get smoother landings on the Fenix than it is on the Tolus. X-Plane 12's flight model is a little bit more unforgiving, so I like that X-Plane 12 flight model, and ground handling is significantly better in X-Plane 12. So are the peripherals and joystick mappings and sensitivities and things like that. All of that is much better on X-Plane, but MSFS, once you get to even low altitudes, the visuals are unbeatable. Alright guys, so since we're at the cruise, I'm going to let you guys be for a little bit until we reach the top of descent. I'm going to put us on the wing view so that you guys can focus, do some work or whatever while the stream is running in the background. Probably get us seated in this first class seat, or do you want to have more rear economy kind of seat? I think this is nice, you know, this is nice. It's more, I like the sound over the wing, to be honest. The IAEs have a little bit of rumble, which the CFMs don't, but still it's pretty good. Hey Mr. Sauer, what's up? Welcome. I'm gonna put us back in the cockpit. I'm gonna get us the seatbelt sign off. Alright, we don't have much to do here, to be honest, until we reach the top of descent. Let's see where that is. Okay, I'm gonna take us direct to T-bar 3, where that begins. So that's the transition point. So that takes us straight there, saves us some distance and time. To be honest, I think I can increase the cost index as well. So I was wrong about that. The cost index does go up. I think they've changed the calculation method. It's going to give us a slower climb gradient, but that's okay. We have enough cruise. Top of climb comes up there. What if I put 299? It's going to be a much shallower climb, a little bit noisier back here, but we're going to be flying faster, so that's worth it. We're getting a nice tailwind as well. I hope that improves as we go up higher. And let's see if we can actually make up some time. So at our OFP, let me look at the OFP. OFP has to be... Alright guys, if you are on the stream, just remember to hit the like button if you want me to do more streams. I'm considering getting back into streaming, considering my better internet. Also have a little bit of an update. Might be doing more VR streams soon. Probably pretty frequently as well. Every evening, maybe every other evening. I don't know. Alright, so we were supposed to be off blocks today at 2330 Zulu, 2350 Zulu. We must have rolled off at 23... Okay, we were 15 minutes late on our departure. So it shows that we began our roll about 12 minutes ago, which is at 0004 Zulu. So that makes it a little bit 15-minute delay. Let's see, when are we arriving? 15-minute delay. it still projects us arriving at 125 UTC. So we are projected to land at 1 UTC and then taxi in at thing. So the scheduled time of arrival is 125. We will be making that, but let's see if we can shorten that time period a little bit with that cost index magic that we just pulled. Two other airplanes flying up there. The AI looks pretty nice. There's another software tool for getting these contrails to be a little bit longer, but it's very performance intensive, so I don't think it's worth it. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys be with this view for a little bit, and I'll be right back. Or in fact, should I just put it in the front cockpit view? I think that's going to be better. It's be easier for me to come and monitor the speeds and stuff. Now and then, we'll just increase the brightness. And I'll be right back at the top of this end. Alright guys, I'm back. So, as we're nearing the top of the descent, have some preparation to do. We are about just short of 20 miles from top of descent. Enter destination data. But before I do all of that, let me just do some cockpit beautification. Just maximize the displays. Integrity lights. Displays maximized. Get the overhead integrity data as well. We need the floodlight. I don't think so, but it looks nice, doesn't it? Looks pretty nice. Floodlight does look very nice. I don't think we need it. It's gonna be pretty dark, I think, by the time we reach. We've made up a lot of time actually. We started off, as you remember, we've made up close to 7 minutes of time. Looks like our delay won't be that bad after all. So go to the perf page, approach. Denver today is showing BFR weather. Okay, I'm really tempted to go on Batson because ATC is online, but I do want to test this out. So I'm just going to stay offline. Let's see how this thing performs. Let's see if while we land there's another airplane on the runway. So that's going to be fun. Okay, we're reaching the descent point. Let's get that destination data out. 060 at 7 knots, so that gust has died down over time. Degrees centigrade, pretty pleasant. Winter has not really kicked in yet at Denver. Altimeter 298. And finally, let's just look at the approach chart for localizer runway 34 right. In fact, no, let's just switch out this thing to the RNAV. RNAV Yankee 34 right. RNAV Yankee. So the RNAV GPS approach is going to give us decision altitude 5,838. Just going to add 5,888, about 50 feet. I'm just going to give that margin. Going to get that speed brake active again. We're just putting that overspeed red band pretty soon. Just going to put that speed right. Get that higher descent gauge. So just to accommodate that, I'm going to get the seatbelt sign on. Look at that descent rate. We're descending pretty rapidly actually. Because of our high cost index, it's giving us this steep profile. It's pretty turbulent too. Gonna go for that speed brake. Auto brake low should be sufficient. So for runway 34 right, let me just look at runway 34 right. Pull up these charts. Alright, for runway 34 right, we have a pretty simple, straightforward approach. Let me open up this chart. So we have a missed approach altitude 10,000. We'll be starting our approach at 10,000, and we're going to be following this glide down at 7,000 down to the level. We go to the ground chart for runway 34 right. So we have right is right here. We're going to be landing this runway. Our parking is going to be way up there. So it's actually going to be smarter to land 3-5 left, but we'll have a little bit of a long taxi nonetheless. Let me see if I can get us that 3-5 left. Change to 3-5 left. Yes, that is an arrival runway. Is it going to be putting us too high? Maybe, probably. Let's see if we can get that. 3-5 left. 3-5 left is going to give us. Let's see if we can get that ILS. The ILS 3-5 right, Eldora transition. Right now I'm working on the MCTU. See if we're ending up too high. Not really, no. We're pretty much on track. We just need to lose some altitude and we'll be good. Speed brakes are doing quite a bit of work for us. Not the most comfortable descent, I'd say, with the speed brakes, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. So, let's see. So we have, we're gonna be following this right into the final approach line. And because we changed our approach, I think we'll have different minimums as well. 200 feet minimum radio. So I'm going to switch that out as well. 200 feet radio. There we go. And since we're doing 3-5 left, our exit should be pretty gentle. So we're going to be landing 3-5 left, and let's see if we can hopefully exit on Mike 7, because if we exit Mike 7, we'll be able to taxi in like this, pretty simple. It's going to be a pretty simple taxi. Let me just zoom in here at Mike 7. For the Mike 7 exit, we're going to take Mike 7 Mike, Alpha Sierra. Probably we can take one of these Alpha gates here. Let me just tune in Alpha 4-6 for now. Hopefully that's not full. We're arriving at a pretty beautiful, maybe we start Bhutan. Speed brake action a little bit more. Okay. So, let me see. We do have Alpha 4-4. That's what I said. I think. Alpha 4-4, right? Or Alpha 4-6. One of those. All right. Let me see which one GSX is going to pull us. I don't think BSS wants to go. All right. I'm going to figure this out as we go in, and we'll handle it at Denver. Beautiful sunset views outside here. Alright, let me just get the localizer glide slope. Let me get flaps 1. I'm going to stay at flaps 1 for a while. We're going to configure at around 2,500 feet radio, not before that. Alright. A long straighted approach, pretty boring honestly. Gotta keep up that speed. Big glide slope capture. Since the GS mode is engaged, it's not going to go into alt mode. That's what I think. Alt star is not going to happen. That is correct. So GS mode takes you all the way to the wrong one. So it overrides alt star. Frames are doing pretty good for now. So back down to S speed. Gonna get a stat speed brake armed. Okay, down spoiler on. There you go. Slowly bleed off that speed. Alright, getting ready to take over control. See if I can get this landing right. All right. Okay, landing checklist, landing, no blue, landing checklist is complete. Autopilot off. Taking a crosswind to that quartering right side direction. Headwind still, so it's not that much of a worry. Please switch off the GS mode because that's way too sensitive. Not put on, but still on. So that crosswind's still there. Expecting it to go a little bit more cross. A little bit too high. Correcting. Check. We're going to get that glide slope warning because the copies are not aligned. It's one of the big issues of the sim right now.
Glide slope.
Glide slope check.
Minimum.
Think rate.
Great check.
Glide slope. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Terrain.
40, 30, 20, retard. 10, 5.
Any person like this.
Oops. We got a little bit carried away there. I love those wing view sounds. Let me just get those PAs.
For choosing American Airlines.
Made some time, I guess. About 5 minutes. New leads coming on. discussed earlier. That's right there. Full. Where is it? Let's look for it. 4644. That's the next one. Look the taxi light. Best parking, I guess, but it'll do. Alright, parking brake is set. Engine's off.
Flight decks, verify instructor doors, stand by for all call.
That was beautiful. Alright, let me get the post-landing checks. Right. Belts off. Fuel pumps off. Alright, let me commence deboarding. Gonna hear those fuel pumps, I guess. I don't know. Oh, sorry, the hydraulic pumps. There you go. There it is.
Please do have all passports as well as documents available for inspection. Should you have further questions, you may correct all questions to our ground personnel meeting our flights. Also checking your surrounding seat areas prior to departing the aircraft for all personal belongings you brought on board.
Alright guys, this was a good flight overall. Let's look at the parking. Parking's not bad either. I thought it would have been worse than that. We're just a little bit off, but you know, easy time to get, but it's pretty good. I'm happy. Alright, that's about it for today's stream. I hope you guys see this video. If you see it, like it, hit the like button.